Chihuahua in fridge, Chihuahua in chase, Chihuahua, Chihuahua in TV, Chihuahua.
Spread the love, joy, and peace for the holidays. Merry Christmas from all of us at WEFM to all of you.
Flow can make the season even merrier. Switch to a Flow prepaid combo plan and we'll give you a 30-day plan absolutely free. That's a whole month on us. 36 gigabytes of data, unlimited calls and texts, plus all the social media and WhatsApp you need to share every festive moment. Plus, spin the wheel for even more prizes. Switch to Flow prepaid today and get your next combo on the house. Sign up in-store today or visit online at discoverflow.co. We keep your Christmas rhythm flowing.
WhatsApp us or call us at 457-9997. Rise and shine. Let's get ready to take on the day. Activated Mornings on WEFM 99.9 is on now.
And good morning, SVG. We, as in myself and WEFM, we are back with you for another day. It's the Activated Mornings or the Flow Activated Mornings program here on WEFM. And it's the eve before the eve of Christmas. How are you all doing? Are you excited? Are you organized? Are you prepared? Or are you just looking forward to getting some days of rest? All right, the days being Christmas Day and Boxing Day. What is up in your part of the hood? All right. Hope that everybody is doing just fine, that you are okay, that you're in good spirits at least. All right. Come what may, whatever it is that's going on in your life, I hope that you are doing just fine. All right. So yes, it is Solita, the Lone Ranger, with you today. And yeah, we're going to make the best of this morning. All right. So good morning to Bob. Of course, when I shout Bob, I also have to shout Bob's captain. So good morning to Bob and his captain, and hope that you guys are doing just fine as well. All right. All righty. So before we get into the prime conversations for discussion this morning, remember it is an interactive program. And the number to call is 457-9997 if you wish to lend your thoughts on anything in particular. All right. This morning, we would have our talk to us at 9:20, and at 8:10, we would be conducting an interview with Rodney Small regarding the steel expressions that's happening for this year. All right. So it is a packed program. Also remember too that at 7:45, we will have commentary coming to us from Live Compton. All right. So it is a packed program. And of course, you can make it even better by being interactive with us. All right, so before I get into the meat of certain things or the prime conversations for discussion this morning, I really and truly just want to give a shout out to the 9 Mornings committee, right? Yes, I still ain't reached yet. I still have not gone. This early morning thing is, as I said, it's only WEFM seeing me this early in the morning, right? But I have been looking at the 9 Mornings activities before coming into work. And on Saturday, I got up early enough to look at what was happening. Well, I looked at the one for Richland Park on Saturday. Before I say all of that, let me also say not a handout. Let me also say congrats to VC3 or commendations to VC3 for bringing the broadcast live and for bringing the broadcast at the different locations that it's happening, right? In the different communities that it's happening. So good morning and shout out to the VC3 team for keeping many of us informed, not just those of us here locally, but also those who are looking and watching within the region and internationally. All right. So shout out to the VC3 team. But back to the 9 Mornings committee. I am thoroughly enjoying what I'm seeing. Right. And I know somebody out there going to tell me it's even better if you're there in person, but I am truly enjoying what it is that I'm seeing. I looked at several of the ones that are happening in Kingstown. And the crowd is growing, right? It has been growing over the past couple of mornings that I've looked. It's growing, and not just that it's growing, but persons are also there early. Now, I do know that one of the incentives for persons coming early is because of the, what do you call it, these spin, when they spin the wheel, right? When they spin the wheel, persons get the opportunity to win a prize if they when they come in, they get a ticket early in the morning. So that is also another incentive. But persons are involved, they are engaged. I noticed yesterday morning that there was an exercise session that happened, and several persons in the crowd participated. And it's not just the usual persons who we're expecting from the diaspora, let's say Canada, UK, the US, but even up yesterday morning, there was a family, or at least a little boy, who was there from Australia. So it is touching, or it's impacting on the lives of persons who are there from different walks of life, from different countries. They're able to participate in our unique Vinci tradition. I must also say that I'm happy again to see a lot of participation by the young children. Babies are coming out. Young children are coming out. The teenagers are coming out. And there was something that I noted with the activity at Richland Park on Saturday morning. They had different devices that were used. Well, I now have to say it's back in the day, because these children these days, they don't know a lot of the devices that we use. So it's making many of us seem quite old, but it is what it is, right? So they brought out different items like the Walkman, cassette player, Discman. They had DVDs, CDs. So they had them in a bag, and the children were asked to identify what they were. And most of them, they did not know what the items were, which gives a little bit of an indication of the age difference. But that was something that I was happy to see. So not only were the children there to engage in fun activities or to see the fun things that are happening at that event, but they're also getting to learn as well. All right. So in bringing up those other items, the children were able to have an appreciation of what was used back in the day. All right. So really and truly commendations to all who are taking part in the activity, from the patrons attending to the organizers. I don't know how it is that they're able to come up with these multiple games that they do, or these multiple activities that they do, but they are doing their part in keeping that tradition alive. All right. So hats off, and to the sponsors. I can't forget the sponsors, because for some of these events, like yesterday, somebody who went to Kingston, the event in Kingston, walked away with a whole fridge, So commendations to everybody who is playing their part in keeping the tradition and the festival alive. Commendations and hats off to all of you. All right, so let me get into the meat of two things in particular. So we briefly touched on this yesterday, when Doc was here, and it was a surprise to me because I did not realize that an announcement was made. But yesterday, Dr. Ralph Gonsalves announced that there are two senators, the appointment of two senators, the announcement of the two senators, those being Carlos James and Kisal Peters, right? And in that conversation, a very, very brief conversation yesterday, I indicated that I was surprised that one of them was announced, and the one I was surprised it was that of Carlos James. All right. Why was I surprised? Anyway, I was just surprised with it, and I am partially wanting. So Kisal, I can understand in terms of her vibrancy, in terms of her delivery in particular that I've seen in Parliament. I do think that she is on a good footing, right? To start, in terms of her political career, she's on a good footing. Carlos James, I really had a little bit or a few question marks with, even as a minister, but part of me is wondering at this point in time, is it a case, and I did mention, I think Doc sort of mentioned it as well, I am wondering if these senators in particular are actually going to do out the full 5 years until the next general elections, or if a rotation process is going to be happening, because I think many of us were looking for other persons, or other persons to be called or to be named as senators. So is it a case where maybe, let's say, after 2 years, there is going to be a change out process to give other persons experience in terms of being not just senators, but in terms of being involved in the parliamentary process, the opposition process, until the next elections are called? I, at this point in time, do have, not that I don't have a horse in this race, but I too have a couple questions with regards to what is going to be happening with the ULP as a party going forward. It dawned on me on Sunday as I was reading the newspapers, something in relation to the Prime Minister, not the Prime Minister, the former Prime Minister, Dr. Gonsalves. And in recognizing his age and in recognizing that he is the parliamentary rep for his constituency for such a long period of time, is it a case where that new person who is going to take over from him needs to be introduced to the citizens, or to the, not even citizens, to the constituents as early as possible, if the ULP is supposed to be able to gain some traction come the next general elections, right? I do have some concerns. Maybe not concerns is too strong of a word. I am curious about what is going to be happening with that party. I'm also extremely curious at this point in time to know how many of those who ran in the last elections are actually going to continue their political careers, right? I can appreciate at this point in time, maybe some of them stating that, they've had enough, they're not going to come back, and to each their own, all right? We should not necessarily place such a heavy expectation on persons, especially when it comes to political office or holding a political position, because of the weight that it comes. There are rewards, yes, and so, well, I'm seeing rewards in terms of national development, but there's also personal weight that comes with it. And I really am truly curious at this point in time to know who is going to be there come the next 4 to 5 years, right? Many persons might be looking to advance their personal careers. Many persons might be looking to get back to being a part of their family. And I know that some persons, have gone on vacation, they're taking time to be with their family, etc. That is what is happening. But it really is a curiosity that is playing on me at this point in time in terms of, is it possible that we might be seeing the end of the ULP in terms of what they were with the results of the last elections, and what is going to be the composition of the party come the next 4 into 5 years? All right. So that's just a few thoughts with regards to that. And as well, to just quickly touch on something else. Yesterday, I note from Eyewitness News that the Deputy Commissioner of Police says that police officers are working under some inhumane conditions. And I was quite surprised to read this. And the surprise is not a bad surprise, right? Because I do think that whenever persons are not happy, that there is nothing wrong with that issue being raised. And I'm not thinking, okay, so let me say it properly. So Deputy Commissioner, reading from Eyewitness News, Deputy Commissioner of Police Frankie Joseph told the High Court that the nation's police officers are working in inhumane conditions at some of the nation's police stations, and that a visit to the Central Police Station in Kingston would reveal this, all right? I'm not going to read the entire article. You can find this on Eyewitness News, but I was happy to see this thought or this concern being vocalized. And in reading it as well, I am wondering if, given the change of the administration, is it a case where many persons, and no, I'm not familiar with Frankie Joseph in terms of his personality. I'm not sure if he's always been outspoken or if he is even generally an outspoken person. But I'm happy to see that concerns that may have been murmured amongst officers themselves, that maybe the voice is being found to speak on these things publicly. I know that, well, he made mention of Grant Connell in the article, but I also do remember Marlon Butte highlighting this issue several times as well within the media or within opinion pieces, particularly published on Eyewitness News, right? So I'm curious now, with the change of the administration, is it a case where persons are feeling a little bit more comfortable to speak on issues? Now, I know that Major Honorable Sinclair Leacock has been making his rounds at the various police stations. So him finding this information, him being told this information would not necessarily have come as a surprise because he would have been told or he has been told about it beforehand. But in terms of us as a general public reading something like this, it was good to hear. All right. Good. I can't find a different word, right? So, but now I'm just using the word good. It was good to hear. All right. So let's see with this new administration, what matters are going to come to the forefront and how quickly some of these matters are going to be addressed. All right. So with that, we are heading on out of this segment and straight into today's traffic talk. Remember, this is the Flow Activating Mornings program here on WEFM.